온라인에서 신선한 사건이 벌어지고 있다. 최고의 어반 스포츠 스타들이 신세대 영화인들과 손잡고 만든 동영상이 수천만 명의 눈길을 사로잡고 있다. 이 영상들은 아름다움과 모험 그리고 놀라운 액션들로 가득 차 있다. 이 시간엔 세계 최고의 거리 스포츠 전문가들과 신세대 영화인들이 협력하여 동영상을 제작하는 과정을 따라가 본다.
Yes.
과연 이전 작품을 능가하는 영상이 나올 수 있을까? 이들이 전보다 더 큰 위험을 감수할 수 있을까? 이제 자신의 한계에 도전하는 모험가들을 만나본다.
Okay. What's under this? Oh God, a unicycle. Jesus. These things actually belong in the circus. It's like, you know, I'm gonna get on it. Stupid unicycle. It's a real bike, 2 wheels.
거리 스포츠는 얼마 전까지만 해도 별 관심을 받지 못한 채 사람들의 시선이 닿지 않는 곳에서 행해졌다. 하지만 이젠 양상이 완전히 바뀌었다. 바이럴 영상이 등장한 지 벌써 10여 년이 지났고 최근엔 신세대 스타들의 재능을 소개하는 새로운 작품들이 폭발적인 인기를 끌고 있다. 인터넷이 오랫동안 외면받아온 거리 스포츠를 세상에 알렸고 그 결과 이제는 수천만 명의 팬들이 파쿠르와 스케이트보드, 트라이얼 바이크에 열광하고 있는 것이다. 어반 트라이얼 라이딩으로 알려진 이 종목은 지면에 발을 대지 않고 거리의 다양한 장애물을 통과하는 라이더들의 경쟁 스포츠다. 하지만 이 라이더에게 세계적인 명성을 가져다 준 건 경쟁에서의 승리가 아니라 무려 4천만 건의 조회수를 기록한 2개의 온라인 영상이었다. 거리 스포츠의 달인 데니 맥카스킬은 재미있게도 거리가 하나밖에 없는 스코틀랜드의 조그만 마을 출신이다.
It's been a very kind of odd journey. You know, I was back last week and I was cutting the peats across the hills there, and then I kind of go off and do other parts, which is kind of like, it's almost like 2 different worlds. I remember actually getting my first sort of proper mountain bike when I was about 11 years old, and I'd been eyeing this drop up for quite a long time, and then put in the easiest gear I could and just did a big disaster wheelie off the end. But it's amazing, it's funny being able to get up it now. Very odd.
What did Danny want to be when he grew up? To begin with, it was a demolition expert, wasn't it? He wanted to blow up. He wanted to blow up buildings, I think.
It's nice and peaceful here, isn't it? Back in the day, you'd probably hear a few explosions coming from my garden. You know, from the fires in the back. You know, we'd be testing out whatever would explode. It's terrible. I don't know if I've ever tested for any hyperactive disorders, but I was really probably quite a difficult kid.
데니의 위험한 취미는 폭발물 실험에만 국한된 게 아니었다. 그는 어렸을 때부터 두려움을 몰랐다.
Basically, when I was a kid, I had these fishing nets. The net was stretched between the trees, so it was like having a trampoline that was like 30 feet by 15 feet. So you used to be able to do like double backflips or whatever you wanted and land in the net.
In hindsight, it wasn't exactly a way to bring up a child or encourage a child.
Of course it was.
Well,
There's far too many children now are mollycoddled. They're far too mollycoddled.
Things could have gone seriously wrong. I mean, he was pushing everything to the absolute limit.
I don't believe in children being too mollycoddled because I think they don't learn to look out for themselves. But we differ in this a wee bitty. One of the things.
데니는 거기서 멈추지 않고 직접 장애물 코스를 만들어 트라이얼 바이크 기술을 연마하기 시작했다.
Did that hurt?
No, I'm rubbish.
You're not rubbish.
Really what brought to my attention anyway, how really good he was when the police started taking him home. He'd arrive up with this tiny wee bloke with two big policemen and the party shot one, but he's very, very good.
이제 데니는 세계적인 라이더다. 여러 차례 세계 대회를 석권한 트라이얼 라이딩의 선구자 한스 레이도 이에 동의한다.
It's important that his clip is appealing to the masses. It first needs the stamp of approval from the hardcore riders. And that's what he got with his clip, not just from mountain bikers or not just from the free riders. He got it from the cross-country guys, he got it from the downhillers, but he got it also from the BMXers. And the BMXers are usually very skeptical, especially anything that has bigger wheels than 20-inch wheels.
He's so at one with the bike that he's not thinking in terms of this is how you ride. He's just thinking of him being in the environment, expressing himself, challenging himself, doing things, creating things, having this very physical and creative dialogue with the world around him, and he happens to do it with the bike.
도구가 필요 없는 어반 스포츠도 있다. 프리러닝이라고도 부르는 파쿠르는 달리기나 점프 기술을 이용해 장애물을 최대한 신속하고 효율적으로 통과하는 스포츠다. 파쿠르는 세바스티앙 포칸 같은 선구자들의 활약에 힘입어 10년이 채 안 돼 세계 전역으로 퍼져나갔다.
The origin of parkour, I would say, is the essence of every human being. It's very tribal. It came from indigenous. It's just a matter of how you think, you know. But at the origin, with nothing, that's parkour.
일명 블루로 알려진 폴 조셉은 영국 최초의 프리러닝 스타 중 한 명으로 지금은 세계적인 선수로 인정받고 있다.
When I was a kid, I was always the one jumping around and I don't know, rolling around on the grass and trying to flip over my head and stuff, land on my ass, get up and try it again. I tried skateboarding, I tried BMXing, but then when the free run came along, that sort of took over my life.
Easy enough.
I think the relation between all these sports is maybe the fact that it's not strict. There's no set rules. Whether you've got a skateboard or whether you've got a BMX or whether you've just got a good pair of shoes, you can just go out and move. You know, there's no one telling you you can't do that. You know, that's not in the rule book. That's not in the official guidelines for this sport. You can't do that. You're free with these sports, and that's what attracts a lot of people to it and what keeps them doing them.
비디오 시대에 생겨난 파쿠르는 가장 많은 영상이 제작된 어반 스포츠로 잘 만든 작품에서는 신기에 가까운 장관이 펼쳐진다. 관련 영상 제작 기술도 나날이 발전해왔다. 블루의 팀 스톰이 공개한 첫 작품 스톰 제1편은 기존의 파쿠르 동영상과 전혀 달랐다.
Every single move I did in that scared me. We set out to push ourselves as far as we could to, I don't know, sort of break boundaries and change the way that videos are made. Up until then, it seemed like, you know, someone would get a fisheye lens, stick it on their camera, and it just looked really, I don't know, amateurish.
1편보다 나은 후속작을 만들어야 한다는 부담감이 큰데 마감 기한까지 촉박한 상황이다.
I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I would love it for it to be better than Volume 1, but I'm just thinking, how can we top that? The thing with deadlines is they don't care about you, they don't care about your injuries, they don't care about the weather. You just have to get it done. But I'm excited about the journey and I'm really excited to get started.
파쿠르는 최근에 등장한 종목인데 반해 1950년대에 시작되어 거리 스포츠의 원제로 대접받는 종목도 있다. 스케이트보딩은 80년대에 토니 호크나 마이크 발레리 같은 1세대 스타들을 배출한 후로 침체를 맞았지만 2010년에 킬리언 마틴이 등장하면서 새롭게 주목받기 시작했다.
Skateboarding has become a tribal herd mentality culture, which is uninteresting to me. Completely uninteresting. Killian is interesting. Killian is the skater that I've been looking for 20 some years.
I don't street skate, I just skate. It's just freedom of doing whatever you want to do. I just like to do stuff that other people doesn't. I started skating when I was 16, but before that I was doing gymnastics. I was even doing dancing. So when I found out how skateboarding can be combined with it, it was like, wow. Anytime I hear music, there's something inside of me that I can't help that makes me want to dance. And when I skate with music, I can skate to the rhythm of the music. So that might help for moves to give it a style where it looks more like you're dancing.
신작에 대한 부담은 크다. 킬리언이 최근에 찍은 스케이팅의 부활이 영상 제작과 스케이팅 기술의 기준을 한 차원 높여놓았기 때문이다.
It's really difficult to work out what's happening. You watch that stuff, and even if you kind of know skateboarding, it's like, hang on, what just happened there? It's something flipped, something rotated, something jumped, and it's so fast.
You know, when I started, we weren't talented. We were misfits. We weren't athletes. We were rebels and outlaws. And we were doing it because we had to do it. It was expression. It wasn't competition. It wasn't athletics. It wasn't sport. The vibe I got from Killian was he was expressing himself, and this is how he did it.
킬리언 마틴이 독특한 스케이트보딩 스타일을 개발하는 동안 80년대 초반에 큰 인기를 끌었던 또 다른 어반 스포츠도 강렬하고 아름다운 예술로 진화해 왔다. 플랫랜드 비엠엑스는 프리스타일 비엠엑스 일정으로 평지를 무대로 한다.
Make it look so easy.
사실 대단한 기량과 균형 감각이 있어야 가능한 기술들이다.
Just like that.
25살의 킬런 필립스는 세계 최고의 플랫랜드 라이더 중 한 명으로 유럽과 미국에서 열리는 대회를 여러 차례 석권했다.
What I do flatland is a little bit described as breakdancing on a bike. It's growing massively, and once people see what it is, they can see how good it is as well.
This trick is called a hang five, and this is what the basics of flatland. It can lead to like almost anything. So it's going to get that on the front wheel. You have to find that balance point and hold it up. And the next one is, well, people back in the day called it like G-turns, but now it's called turbines because it's just like when you spin so fast. And that is basically, if you're turning something so sharp, you'll eventually go the other way. So, you know, imagine like if a car would skid, it would eventually turn backwards because it turns so tight. So if you're on a bike, you know, you'll go around and it will turn so tight that it will go backwards.
(16년에) 걸친 부단한 연습과 노력 끝에 킬런의 꿈은 현실이 됐지만 그의 사촌은 아직도 믿기지 않는 눈치다.
Keelan was about 9, I was about 8, and you can tell he was getting good because I was trying it and I just couldn't do it at all. I was always a little bit jealous when we started out riding because Jordan was younger than me, but he could learn things quicker. And then you got fat and I got better, so it was alright. That's the fact.
앞으로 4개월 동안 킬런과 데니, 블루, 그리고 킬리언은 각자 거대한 도전에 맞서게 된다. 새로운 장소에서 새로운 기술과 새로운 동작으로 새로운 영상을 제작해야 하기 때문이다.
Come on!
그 과정은 험난할 것이다. 프리러너 블루와 파쿠르 영상 제작 관계자들이 런던의 한 체육관에 모였다.
I think they're going to die trying this.
Ouch. What you started, eh?
이번 작품의 감독을 맡은 클라우디오 역시 프리러너 출신으로 이미 블루와 스톰 1편을 제작한 경험이 있다.
In some ways, it does help to be familiar with the sport you're making a film about, because it helps choreograph shots, it helps plan things, and it's more efficient in a way.
현직 프리러너 필 도일도 이번 영상에 출연할 계획이다. 두 사람은 안전한 체육관에서 영상에 포함될 새로운 동작들을 연습한다.
Any gym with a foam pit, I think, is good because you can just throw anything basically. Or you got trampoline, you can learn flips, like because you don't need any physical power, you just bounce.
Watch the wires, of course.
10대인 필 도일도 온라인 영상으로 유명해졌다. 최근 그의 파쿠르 동영상이 300만 건에 가까운 조회수를 기록한 것이다.
For me, he's the young Jedi. He's like, wow. Yeah. He's flying, he's moving, he's everywhere, and he has the energy to do all of it now. It's really exciting to kind of watch and see where Phil's going to take it.
4명의 세계적인 거리 스포츠 스타가 영국에서 촬영을 시작하면서 긴장감은 배가 된다. 이들은 영국의 변덕스러운 날씨와 늘 따라다니는 부상의 위험을 이겨내며 각자의 영상을 제작해야 한다. (1950년대) 미국 서부 해안에서 시작된 스케이트보딩은 그만큼 긴 역사를 가지고 있다. 브랜 노박 감독도 LA의 황금빛 석양을 뒤로하고 멀리 런던에서 새 아침을 맞았다. 그와 스케이트 천재 킬리언은 영국에서 또 다른 걸작을 만들어볼 작정이다.
I've never been to the UK before. This is my first time here. This is the Braveheart.
William Wallace.
This is where Mel Gibson died. We're still kind of on the fence of how we're going to pull this off, where we're going to go exactly. We've been trying to make use of the internet, just talking to people we know around here, but the reality is right now we're just kind of winging it a bit.
Look at this.
I'm a little scared as far as, you know, it raining a lot.
That's why, like, having a great day like today, I'm like, oh, maybe we should be skating right now.
킬리언과 브렛은 촬영 장소를 정하고 3주 안에 영상 제작을 마쳐야 한다. 하지만 그 전에 런던에서 가장 잘 알려진 스케이트 명소를 찾아가 현지인들의 반응을 살펴보기로 했다.
Excited? Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
That's awesome.
There's this huge crowd that kind of, you know, comes around and watches Killian. It's actually pretty typical because the type of skating that Killian's doing is called freestyle. It's kind of been dead for the past 20 years. It was what started skateboarding in a sense, or at least the momentum of using tricks and not just riding around. Towards the end of the 80s, it just kind of died out. Street skating kind of took over, the invention of the ollie, getting over obstacles, getting onto them. I mean, he's skating freestyle, he is skating street, but he's doing his own thing at the same time. There's reason that he's getting the type of praise that he is.
브렛과 킬리언이 촬영을 준비하는 동안 킬러는 세상을 떠난 친구를 대신해줄 새 감독을 찾고 있다. 오늘은 그가 선택한 매트 램버트를 만나는 날이다.
If people see Keelan's riding and like see it as interesting and it's shown in a way that people will enjoy, then I guess like it's got potential to get up there and be popular. You know, because there's videos of a cat jumping over a fence that get 20 million hits on YouTube, and then you kind of ask yourself the question, you know, so just get a cat and go out filming that and, you know, rack up the YouTube hits.
When we do the next video, I want it to just show like how far the riding's got, if you know what I mean, like how much I've progressed, just show how difficult things are. I fell on the bike and that's just put the fear in me now. Land on the handlebars, broke a rib, same again, had to take loads of painkillers, just carry on. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and there's a lot of things I want to show.
마침내 새로운 영상이 모두 촬영에 들어갔다. 제작자들의 가장 큰 고민은 부상이 아닐지도 모른다. 변덕스러운 영국의 날씨도 그리 큰 문제는 아니다. 그들의 최대 고민은 어반 스포츠와 영화 제작 기술을 진보시키는 일이다.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Good job.
그리고 새로운 가능성들을 제시하는 것이다. 세계 최고의 거리 스포츠 스타 4명이 영화인들과 4편의 새로운 영상을 만들어냈다.
I can't get over what we've done. I've seen things that I'll never forget. And if I had set any goal, it was completely accomplished. It's really exciting. I want to make sure he gets to edit it, and then I can rest.
Don't lie. Don't lie. You're going to be calling me on Skype every day. How is it looking? How is it looking?
Yeah.
I heard this song and I thought about those tricks with that part. Oh.
Killian, I think he's a quiet person. Personally, I think he has something sad in his eye. There's something broken inside him, and it's interesting. There's this fragility, I think, is a mark of every genius in their discipline. I want to explore this aspect of him.
Safety. Kind of actually putting my writing where my mouth is, you know, in terms of, I'll cap that, no problem at all. Go up there like, have a wee cry to myself.
I'll always be encouraging as well, won't I?
No.
Get it done, beep, 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 beep.
lost spaces. Now that we're lonely, now that there's nowhere to go. Watching from both sides, these clock towers burning up. I lost my time here, I lost my patience with it all. We lost faith in the arms of love. Oh, where you been hiding lately? Where you been hiding from the news? Oh, hiding lately, hiding from the news. Oh, 'cause we've been fighting lately. Oh, we've been fighting with the war. Fighting lately, fighting with the war. Red tongues and hands, falling from high places, falling through lost spaces. Now that we're lonely, now that there's nowhere to go. Watching from both sides, these towers been tumbling down. I lost my mind here, I lost my patience with the Lord. Why with the Lord? We lost faith in the arms of love. Love, love, love. Oh, where you been hiding lately? Where you been hiding from the news? Oh, hiding lately, hiding from the news. 'Cause we've been fighting lately. Oh, we've been fighting with the war. Fighting lately, fighting with the red tongues and we lost faith in the arms of love. Oh, love, love, love. Love, love, love. Oh, love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Tongues in the hand.
There's a little more to it than just fire. Claudio's got other tricks up his sleeve. Maybe a special guest.
Make a little appearance.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's not just me and Blue.
My hope with these videos is if one human being get inspired by this video and it transforms his life. The reason why we're all here today is because all of us got inspired by videos before and it transformed my life. I met my wife, I traveled the world, I met some great people, I learned about myself, about life. So I think everything can start from one point and this is it.
As you might have heard, we've sourced 3 potential candidates to ensure our next job ends successfully. Just sourced? No. In just a few hours, the candidates will be tested by our current team. I trust the testing procedures are adequate for what we need? They have assured me the candidates will be put under more pressure this time. Good. We need the absolute best for this job. Indeed. They told me their testing procedures, and I'll be surprised if anyone makes it to the end. Interesting.
서로를 잘 모르는 5명의 젊은이들이 한 미지의 평범한 도시 공간에 모이고 있다.
How you doing then? Alright, Keelan. You good? Alright, Keelan.
알아보는 이도 없고 말을 거는 이도 없지만 그들의 능력을 알게 되면 시선이 조금은 달라질 것이다.
I never thought about doing it like that.
물론 이들은 절정의 기술과 체력을 겸비한 최고의 운동선수들이지만 카메라 렌즈 안에서는 연기자이자 예술가이기도 하다.
I think what strikes me is they're all individual, very expressionistic type sports. I mean, it's just you and your piece of equipment, or maybe no piece of equipment, you know. I think they're very artistic and they're very free form, and it's kind of a dance. It's like an, action sports dance.
If you just slightly shift your perspective, if you come across a bunch of kids skateboarding or doing whatever they're doing in the public space, it's very easy to go, what a bunch of hooligans, this is wrong, it's vandalism, it's disgusting, and I'm calling the police. I understand that, but I also understand, wow, look at these kids out here doing it, expressing themselves, using this space, using this environment to create something. Like, that's beautiful.
하지만 표현력과 예술성은 이 스포츠가 가진 매력의 일부분일 뿐이다.
I ride my bike because it's fun and what else would I do?
No deep philosophy nonsense. It is just fun. Like that's, I don't know, BMX and skating, free running, like it's all the same. Just raw.
이것은 그저 단순한 도심의 서커스나 신기한 구경거리에 그치지 않는다. 주말 오후에 감상하는 5분짜리 영상에는 그들이 오랜 세월 끊임없는 노력과 헌신으로 일궈낸 결과물들이 담겨있다. 피가 흐르고 멍이 들고 뼈가 부러지기도 한다. 매우 현대적이면서도 동시에 목숨을 거는 모험이다. 이들은 앞으로도 지치지 않고 불가능에 도전할 것이다.